So in today's video, I'm going to share some important information about the Freight Broker Surety Bond that'll help you make the best decision as it pertains to acquiring a bond. Here's what you'll learn. Number one, what is a surety bond? Number two, who must obtain a surety bond? Number three, what type of bond is required for freight brokers? Number four, what is a BMC-84? Number five, what is a BMC-85? And number six, what factors determine your bond price? Number seven, how much you should pay for a surety bond? Number eight, should you renegotiate your bond after the first year? Number nine, what is an indemnity agreement? And number 10, which bond provider should you choose? So let's get started. If this is your first time here, this channel shares the challenges and successes of small business ownership through the eyes of a freight broker. If you're interested in learning more about the freight broker business, or perhaps you're considering another small business and want to know what it's really like to be a 24/7 entrepreneur, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to my channel for weekly videos released on Mondays about overcoming the challenges of a freight broker business and winning as small business owners. We believe in starting small and growing big. And if you like the content, please smash that like button and share the video with your network. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I release a new video. The Freight Broker Surety Bond is one of the most important decisions you'll make when starting your freight broker business. The surety bond is required by the FMCSA for freight brokers to receive a motor carrier authority, and the bonding process can be very confusing, especially if you've never gone through the process before. So today, I'm going to answer 10 common questions about the Freight Broker Surety Bond to help you navigate the process with ease. Let's get into the business. So number one, what is a surety bond? The Freight Broker Surety Bond protects the shipper and the motor carrier by ensuring the freight broker follows the rules set by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. For example, if a freight broker fails to pay a carrier in a timely manner, the carrier may file a claim against the Freight Broker Surety Bond to ensure that he or she gets paid. Freight brokers are required to obtain at least $75,000 in coverage. The Moving Ahead for Progress bill, also known as MAP 21, introduced by President Obama's administration, increased the bond requirement coverage from $10,000 to $75,000 in an effort to reduce the sketchy characters that were starting freight broker businesses, moving loads, and not paying carriers. So number two, who's required to obtain a freight broker surety bond? All freight brokers, regardless of size, are required by the FMCSA to obtain a freight broker surety bond to legally broker freight in the U.S. Freight brokers usually send a copy of their motor carrier authority and their bond certificate to shippers to show that they have the authority to broker freight. Number three, what type of bond is required for freight brokers? Freight brokers have two options when it comes to surety bond. They may choose between the BMC-84 or the BMC-85. The broker must decide which option is the best fit for their freight brokerage. So what is a BMC-84? The BMC-84 is a bond that guarantees that the freight broker will adhere to the federal regulations and pay carriers in a timely manner. This guarantee on your behalf is considered a form of credit extended to you for which you pay a percentage of the bond amount. Since you don't need to put up any collateral for the bond, this frees up working capital, improves liquidity, and helps you operate a more efficient and financially sound business. So what is a BMC-85? The BMC-85 is a trust fund. The most noticeable difference between the BMC-84 and the BMC-85 is you, the broker, must put up $75,000 in cash to fund the trust, and you won't have access to the funds for the duration of the bond. This option is more common among large brokers and carriers, and in addition to the $75,000 collateral, there's also an annual fee, usually about $1,500. This is not usually the best choice for startups due to the large upfront cost. Number six, what factors determine surety bond price? Your bond rate will be based on a number of factors, including your credit, the type of bond required, and your experience in the industry. New brokers' bond price will be largely based on personal credit. The better the credit, the more negotiating power one has. If your credit is bad, I suggest repairing your credit first before applying for a bond. Number seven, how much should you pay for a surety bond? Surety bond prices can range from $750 all the way up to $9,000 a year. In my opinion, a new freight broker should not agree to pay more than $3,500 annually. One of the most critical tasks that can ultimately determine success or failure is controlling your overhead or your cost to operate your brokerage. This starts with your bond price. Number 8, should you renegotiate your bond after the first year? In my opinion, absolutely. Remember, as a business owner, you should always be seeking ways to decrease your overall cost to operate. A lot can change during a year. Your credit score may increase, and this could substantially decrease your overall bond rate. I suggest meeting with your bond provider annually just to see if you can get a better rate. Number 9, what is an indemnity agreement? An indemnity agreement is a serious obligation that could cause you financial harm. It's a legally binding agreement stating you're responsible to pay claims caused by you up to the full bond amount. If you cause a claim on the bond, your corporate and personal assets can be used to pay it. This is why it's imperative to avoid claims at all costs. You cannot get a surety bond without signing an indemnity agreement. And number 10, which bond provider company should you choose? Bond providers are not created equally. A surety bond is worthless without strong financial backing. However, keep in mind, you're still responsible for paying the surety bond company back in the event of a claim. So why do you even need a surety bond? If you have to pay for the bond and repay the bond provider when a claim is paid, why do you need it? Simple, because the FMCSA makes it a requirement for freight brokers to have a surety bond to legally broker freight. My surety bond rate is about $1,000 per year now. But keep in mind, I've never had a claim filed against my bond, 5 years of experience, and an 800+ credit score. If you'd like to contact my provider to get the best rate for your brokerage, just comment yes in the comment section below and send me an email to info@alliancelogistics.net and I'll send you my bond rep's name and contact information. In conclusion, freight broker surety bond rates can vary depending on your personal financial situation, experience in the industry, and your bond provider. If you know you have slow or bad credit, you may want to address your credit issues first before actually applying to make sure that you get the best rate. A surety bond does not alleviate you from the responsibility of paying a claim. You must pay the surety bond provider back up to the total amount of the bond coverage. This is why getting the best rate and avoiding claims are critically important to the success of your freight brokerage. I hope this information was helpful. If you want to learn more about the freight broker business, go to my website at www.brandonthefreightbroker.com. Wait for the pop-up to appear and register for my 5-video series titled How the Freight Movement Process Works. You get to experience the unique opportunity of watching over my shoulders as I, number 1, set up loads to be moved. Number 2, talk with shippers and carriers about load movement. Number 3, show you all the paperwork required to move a load from point A to point B. And number 4, execute the movement and get paid. Lots of people are talking about how freight brokers move loads and make money, but I'm the one who's showing you how it's done, from start to finish, for free. So don't miss out. Register at www.brandonthefreightbroker.com for how the load movement process works now. For more videos about the freight broker business, check out my playlist here. It'll be here or here somewhere. Thank you for spending some of your time with me today. I wish you well in all that you endeavor to do. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.